Hey pals, so it has been a while since I have posted on here, but that is one of my goals of the new year is to post more frequently on my YouTube. Today's video is something easy, something simple to start off the year because I really do want to get better at posting. I have so many ideas, I just have a hard time finding time to do this, but this one is pretty quick and pretty simple and something that I haven't done before, but I've gotten really into since 2020, and that would be reading. During COVID, there wasn't a lot to do, so I started reading, and the book that got me back into reading was The Witch Haven by Sasha Payton Smith. One of my favorite books, one of my favorite stories. I recommend that book to literally anyone who's in a reading slump. I'm like, here, read this. It's my favorite book of all time. So the video I'm going to try and do every single month, so at least that way I at least have one video I can post a month, is my book review for the month. So this month of January, I read 5 books. We're going to start off with that. So something to know about me when it comes to reading is I read books of all genres pretty much, except for biographies. I have a hard time getting into biographies and stuff like that. But I love murder mysteries, I love romance, I love fantasy, science fiction, all that. I'll read it. Murder mysteries and romance are higher up on my scale along with fantasy, because fantasy has honestly all of it. Fantasy has a mix of everything. So here we go. Let's start the book review. My nails are so cute, are they not? Little Valentine's Day nails. Okay. So like I said, I read 5 books for the month of January. Technically 4.5 because the first book I started in December, didn't finish until January. And that first book is Mockingjay. I almost said To Kill a Mockingbird. I read that in high school at some point, whatever. But Mockingjay, I read the entire series. Well, I've never read the series before. This is my first time ever reading it. I've seen all the movies except for the newest one, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I actually just got the book while I was finishing reading this one. So I will be reading that next, probably before I see the movie. But anyway, so I just finished Mockingjay, and my goal was, after I read them, to watch the movies, which is what I did. I read the first one, watched the movie for the first one, read the second one, watched the movie for the second one, and I finished this one, still have to watch Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2. I had to explain to someone that it was 2 different movies, but it's about 1 book. So obviously, Hunger Games, love it. Like I said, I never read the books, and now I have read the books. I see where all the hype is. I love the movies. I thought the movies were great, but I was more of a Divergent. Divergent was my thing, which the movies made me so angry. So angry. Just like, if you've ever read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, that movie also made me so angry. I hate when movies don't follow the book. But I will say, the Hunger Games series does a pretty good job. It really does. It was just so good. And now I see why everyone is when you read the book, you really do root for Peeta even more. And I'm just because I watched the movies and I was always Team Peeta. But now I root for him even more because Gale sucks. He sucks. Why was there even a love triangle to begin with? Gale is non-existent. But my boy Peeta, love him, adore him. He deserves all the love in the world. He deserves all the happiness. And Katniss deserves to live a life of peace. She does. She deserves it. She deserves to be not involved in these frickin' wars anymore, to not be the frickin' Mockingjay. Leave her alone. Let her live in peace. Okay, so the rest of the books for January are all on my iPad, because back in December they did a Stock Your Kindle Day, and because of that I got Kindle Unlimited for 3 months, free of charge. So I did that, and I got a bunch of books all for free. So I've been doing my best to finish those before I start my physical copies, which has been so difficult because for Christmas I got 6 new books. And then I got more books, and then I got more books. So as of right now, I have 15 physical copies on my shelf. that I haven't even started because I'm trying to read the ones on my iPad. My dusty blue frickin', it's so messy. See all the books on there? Okay, so for the month of January, where did I start? The next book I read after the Hunger Games, I had to read something a little bit more, I can't even say uplifting because this book is not uplifting whatsoever. The first book I read after Mockingjay, so my second book of the year, Haunting Adeline. Where do I start? So this book has been all over my For You page. Guys are talking about the scenes and how they want a girl who reads that, and like they're curious, and the girls are like, ooh, this book right here. So I gave it a shot. I kind of knew what it was about. I knew it was about a stalker and a girl, and I was like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna like this. And it took me a while to get into it because like sexual assault, kind of. Like it's kind of, okay, it is sexual assault. Like, I get it. She ended up being like her body wanted it, but like, still, he forced himself on her. So it was a little weird for me. I was like, huh? I get it though. I get it. I 100% get it, but that was really weird for me. And then the scene with the gun? I just can't. That's not something that I did not like that scene. Like other people are like, oh my god, loved it. Like no. The mirror maze though. I did like that. Like the whole cat and mouse trope. Here for it. At least by the end it was consensual. But in the beginning, it was very hard for me to read. I'm like, he just assaulted her. But at least he was aware. He was very much aware that he assaulted her. He did admit to it. I'll give him that. And even she was like, okay, he assaulted me. But at the same time, she's like, I did like it. And it's like, that's hard for me because I'm like, that's kind of like, it's just weird. So if you're someone who's very like can't do any sort of assault of any kind, like I would not read this. Because it is sexual assault and it grows into her actually liking him and, you know, them being a thing. But like in the beginning, it's all just yucky. I did like it though. I did end up liking it. I forgot to rate. So I gave it 4 stars. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Mainly because of the assault. Because, like I said, I didn't know how to feel about it. But other than that, I did like it. But, yeah, I haven't read the next book yet. That is also on my list. Haunting Adeline? Yeah, that one's on my list. Next book I read was by Natasha Preston. You Will Be Mine. I read her one book. I forgot what it's called, but I think I read it back when it was on Wattpad, I think. I'm not sure. Pretty sure that's where I read it though. The one about the girls who get taken by the guy and he names them all after flowers and they have to keep their flowers alive. Like that one. I forget what the frick it's called. And I've been looking for the sequel and I can't find the sequel anywhere. So I just went on to another book by her, which is You Will Be Mine. I didn't see the twist coming. I did not. So once again, I read 2 stalker books, one after the other. This one's a little bit different. So they're stalking, it starts out making you think that they're stalking the roommates. You know, you think that they're stalking the roommates, but then, and it seems like, they believe it's all just a joke, it's a prank, they're not actually in any danger until something happens, then they're like, okay, we are in danger. And let's just say, like, that was, like, I don't know, like, I liked it, but the writing was just odd. Like, you can tell, like, in my head, this was definitely, like, not edited completely, because just the writing was, like, a little weird. Like, I don't know. Like, especially when it came to dialogue between the two people, it was just so random. And, like, there was no build-up. Like, there's, like, romance between two of the characters, and, like, you don't really see a build-up between them. Like, at all. It's just kind of like, oh, shit happens, now we're a thing. And it's just like, no build-up, no nothing. Just instantly. A lot of it was very instant. There wasn't build-up for, like, any of it, which is, I wasn't the biggest fan of that. It was a quick read, though. So if you're looking for, like, a quick read to, like, fill out your Goodreads, that'll work. But I'd recommend one of her other books. I did like the one about the girls in the basement with the flowers. Might have been the seller, I'm not sure. But yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5. Because, like, I enjoyed the idea of it. The idea was great, like, but just the writing was not there for me. Plot twist, though, did get me. I did not see that coming. That did get me. All right, my next read is now one of my new favorites, Suicide Notes. Suicide Notes by Michael Thomas Ford. It is so cute and heartwarming. Like, it's just about a kid who gets put into, like, a mental hospital, like, psych ward type of thing, because he tries to commit suicide. But he doesn't tell you why. So it's kind of about him, like, he's just like, I just did it because I'm a teenager, like, we do dumb things, you know? He's like, I'm not like all these other kids in here who have actual problems with them, like, there's nothing wrong with me. Like, that's his thinking. But then the more time he spends with these kids, the more he starts to relate to them, the more he starts to understand them. And he gets attached to these kids. And it's really cute seeing, like, their relationships grow and, like, their friendships grow. And once again, there is assault in this book. There is sexual assault in this book, which it's kind of weird, like, the way he goes about it. Like, he doesn't, it's almost like he doesn't completely process that he's been assaulted. He's just like, oh, like, we just did something. I'm like, no, you were assaulted, kid. You were assaulted. It, like, it made me so upset that he didn't realize and he didn't process that he was assaulted. But then again, when you're that age, you don't know. You don't know what it is. You don't know that it's assault. So I get it. Because he's, like, between 13 and 15. He's, like, in that age range. Like, he's entering high school, I think. It was so cute. So heartwarming and so sad at the same time. I gave it 5 stars. One of my new favorites. And I found out that there's a sequel. I went to Barnes & Noble and I saw this book and I took a picture of the cover. I was like, that looks really cool. I'll check it out later. I didn't read the back of it. And when I got home and I added it to my Goodreads, I found out that it was second book to Suicide Notes, and I was so mad I didn't pick it up. I was like, oh no, and I went back to Barnes & Noble a few days later and I couldn't find it. Well, there were different locations, I couldn't find it, and I was like, oh. Now I'm gonna have to order it or go find it, but it's so cute, so sweet. I love the characters, and I love everything about this book. Like, it has my heart. Has my heart. It's so cute. Like, definitely 5 stars. It's just so adorable. And I just love all the characters, and, like, I got attached to the characters. I did. And it's just seeing what these kids went through and they're going through, it's so hard. Because I'm a volleyball coach, and, like, I get so attached to my kids. Anytime they're going through something hard, like, that hits me. It's like imagining these being, like, my volleyball girls. If they were to go through any of that, my heart would break. It would shatter into a million pieces for them. So I feel for these kids, and I love them, and I got so attached, and I am so excited to read the sequel. So excited to see what happens next. All right, the next book I read was King of Wrath by Anna Huang. I don't know. I don't want to say it wrong. Huang. I don't know, but I know she did. I'm pretty sure she did the Twisted series, which I have not read yet. That is also on my list. From what I have heard, she likes to do books about, like, millionaires and, like, romance with that. You know, that type of vibe. Okay, I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't know how I'd feel about this book because it was like enemies to lovers, but it was also arranged marriage trope. Kind of like Cruel Prince, which I did read that one. I read that one because of the pictures, not gonna lie. It got me good. But like, I will say, the feelings kind of came out of nowhere, like between these two. Like, I don't even know, like, there was, like, he just kind of like, he lusted for her. I'm just like, okay. Like, he was getting, like, I think, because I read it a little while ago, so I'm like, I can't remember if there was build up to the point where he started to get feelings for her, if it was just lust and then instantly feelings started to boil for her, bloom for her, I guess. But I loved the main character. I loved Viv. She is such a great character. And I do like Dante too. But Viv is like a powerful woman. She's like, I'm gonna do me. If you don't like that, fine. At the same time, she's not like that. She's like that with everyone else, except for her parents. With her parents, she's like, yes, I'll listen to you, I get, which I see why she's like that with them, because she is an Asian character, like, and that is very big in their household. So she grows up feeling like she has to be this perfect Asian daughter, prim, proper, all that stuff. And then finally she starts to do stuff for herself, and she starts to grow, and she starts to stand up for herself. And I'm like, yes, queen, stand up for yourself. Do whatever you want to do. Who cares about what your parents think? And she finally learns that at the end of the book. She finally learns, like, who cares? I'm gonna do me. And I'm like, yes, queen. As you freaking should. As you should. So I love her. I adore her. She made the entire book for me. She really did. I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I read the next few books, because I know at some point Kai has a story, and I like Kai. I liked Kai for some reason. I know some people may not have liked Kai, but I did. So we're gonna see if I still like him in the next book. 4 out of 5. Like, I enjoyed it. I liked the story. There were just a few things where I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, but overall, 4 out of 5 stars. Good. Love it. I'll read the next one. I'll definitely continue. And I'll switch over to the Twisted series, because everyone loves the Twisted series. So I'm gonna have to read that. My last read of January, which I literally finished the night before. So on today's the 31st. I finished it on the 30th. The day before the last day of January. So it just made the cut. This one's turning into a movie. I have heard, so like, it's been all over every bookstore I go to. It's like front and center. It's being turned into a movie, and obviously I love mysteries. I love thrillers. I love murder mysteries. So I had to check this one out. I didn't even read the back of this before I started reading it. So I honestly did not know anything about it. I just knew it was a very popular read and it was turning into a movie. The Silent Patient. Bro, blew my mind. 5 out of 5. One of my new favorite reads. I did not see the twist coming. When the twist happened, I actually gasped out loud. I was like, oh my God. I was like, no. I was literally sitting there. I was like, no. I was like, oh my God. There's no way. There's no fucking way. There's no freaking way. Oh my God. Like, my jaw dropped completely because I did not see that coming. I did not expect that. I was like, literally the entire time I was like, this girl is lying. She's a liar, which, like, technically she was, but technically she wasn't. Like, hard to explain. Bro, that's just insane to me. Like, this. So, like, after you read it, you're like, okay, it kind of is another stalker story in a way. In a way. He's crazy. She's also a little crazy. Everyone's crazy in this book. Everyone. Even the therapist. All the therapists, crazy. All the psych ward patients, crazy. This book is just full of crazy people. doing whatever they want. And it's just, like, you actually think he wants to help her. You actually believe him. You're like, he's a good guy. He's trying to get her the help she needs. And then a twist happens and you're like, no, you liar. The entire time, I thought these were different timelines. Like I thought his stuff was happening during the time he met her, during the time of him taking care of her. No. Bro. I literally wanted to scream at this book. I understand why it's becoming a movie and why it should be a movie, because if I didn't read this book and it was just a movie, I'd watch that. Just, oh my God. That's all I gotta say. I literally finished it yesterday and like I came downstairs like, Mom. She just read it. And she's like, oh, you read that? You have it? And I was like, oh no, I don't have it. It's on my Kindle. And she's like, oh, I want to read it. I was like, it's so good. I was like, I gasped at the twist. She's like, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I was like, fine, but I need someone to talk to about this. Nah. That's all I gotta say. That's all I got for say. Maybe I'll do one of those like silent reviews for my TikTok, because I feel like I'm a very animated person. I've been told that a lot, like by refs at volleyball games. They're like you should watch yourself while you're coaching. I'm like, why? They're like, you're very animated. I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. 5 stars. I gotta make this outro quick. My camera is about to die. But so those are my January reads. I'll make one for the month of February, at the end of February. But definitely give me some book recommendations. I have so many books on my Goodreads. And if you want to add me on Goodreads, you can do that too. I'll put the link to my Goodreads in the description. My goal is 25 books this year. I'm already at 5, reading 6 right now. So I'm a little ahead. But last year I was way behind. If anyone's read The Cruel Prince, I just can't get into it. So someone tell me how to get into it, honestly, because I want to read it. Yeah, give me book recommendations in the comments. Add me on Goodreads. Let's make some book talk friends. Yeah, I'll be back next month with another book review of the month with all my February book reads, which is Valentine's month. Like, look at my cute little Valentine's Day nails. So cute, got them done today. Okay. Bye, pals. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.